Have you ever stopped and wondered if the very foundation we've built our Lakers' dreams on could be shattered overnight by a single handshake at the front office? What if the plan we thought was foolproof, pairing LeBron with a rising star, turned out to be a mirage, undone by a deal that sacrifices our future for immediate fixes? Could the excitement of adding a defensive big man actually mask a devastating blow to our long-term championship aspirations? Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where we dissect every seismic shift in purple and gold. Smash that like button, subscribe to Lakers News Fan Report, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because today's breaking news might rewrite everything you thought you knew about this franchise's direction. Rumor, no, fact, has now become reality. Rob Pelinka and Nick Harrison have confirmed a blockbuster trade that sends Luka Doncic out of LA and brings Daniel Gafford in as the new centerpiece. At first glance, acquiring a 7'1" rim protector like Gafford on a $40.2 million contract might look like the defensive jolt every championship-caliber team craves. But peel back the layers, and you'll uncover a gamble so monumental it could redefine the Lakers' trajectory for years to come. Here's what we know from Arhan Raj's report on Sportskeeda. LA is parting with the young phenom Luka Doncic. Yes, the same Luka who lit up Dallas and became an MVP candidate as well as Gabe Vincent. Dalton necked, and their prized 2031 first-round pick to secure Gafford, who is in the final year of that $40.2 million deal. Why? Because Dallas, flush with front-court talent in Derek Lively II and Davis Bertans, simply couldn't guarantee Gafford significant playing time. Meanwhile, the Lakers ostensibly need size after shelling out assets for Anthony Davis and watching him struggle with injuries. But could this trade be more about optics than genuine roster-building wisdom? Let's break down the timeline. The Clippers and Warriors watched as Pelinka tried every conceivable maneuver to pair LeBron with a superstar. First came the Luka blockbuster in February, Davis to Dallas for Doncic, and fans dared to dream that this would vault LA into instant contender status. Now, barely months later, Pelinka and Harrison have flipped the script once more, sending Luka east and bringing back a center whose strengths lie in paint protection and pick-and-roll, rim finishes. It's a swap that screams win now, but also whispers, what have we traded away? Daniel Gafford's profile is undeniable. In the 2024-25 season, he averaged 12.1 points on 68% shooting in 20 minutes a night for Dallas, swatting 1.5 blocks per game and altering countless shots. His motor on the defensive end is relentless, and his catch-and-dunk chemistry with Luka in Dallas was a highlight reel staple. At $14.4 million for 2025-26, he's a theoretical bargain for a contending team. Could Gafford's verticality and hustle single-handedly transform the Lakers' defensive rating from top 10 to top 3 overnight? Some insiders believe that a healthy Gafford flanked by LeBron and a playmaking wing like Austin Reeves could smother opponents in the paint and ignite transition threes off rebounds. But others wonder, is sacrificing Luka's offensive explosion, averaging 30 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds in his 2 games with LA, a price too high? Fans on social media have been split. Free Luka trended within hours of the trade going public, as diehard supporters mourned the loss of a burgeoning superstar who instantly became the face of LA's future. Memes popped up of Luka's laser, passes, and ankle-breaking step-backs, contrasted against highlight dunks of Gafford's alley-oop finishes. Could the Lakers faithful truly embrace a roster built around older pieces, defensive-minded role players, and a one-year rental center? Or is this an irreversible step backward, signaling that LA is prioritizing today's narrative over tomorrow's legacy? Journalists chimed in quickly. Arhan Raja notes that Pelinka is predicted to overpay for Gafford by dangling Gabe Vincent, an expiring contract, Dalton Knecht, a budding sharpshooter, and that lone 2031 first-round pick. In theory, Dallas needed veteran guards and future assets, making that package attractive. But consider the optics. Luka Doncic for Daniel Gafford instantly becomes one of the most stark player swaps in recent NBA history. Could this be the beginning of a full-blown rebuild, cloaked in win-now rhetoric? Some insiders believe that Harrison, charged with revamping LA's front office, is under immense pressure to deliver immediate defensive results. Yet others suspect that the true cost goes beyond Gafford's stat sheet. It's the message to free agents, to young players, and to the entire fan base that Lakers brass is willing to relinquish a generational talent to fill a positional need. Historically, the Lakers have thrived when they balance star power with complementary pieces. Magic Johnson never demanded a roster built purely around him. He was content spreading the wealth to James Worthy and Kareem. Kobe Bryant understood the value of Pau Gasol's feathery post moves. Now, with LeBron entering his age 40 season, you have to ask, is adding Gafford enough to compensate for losing Luka's dynamic versatility and insane playmaking? Or are we essentially betting on LeBron staying healthy and the supporting cast stepping up to insane heights? Meanwhile, whispers around the league suggest that Phoenix and Denver are clearing cap space for their own splashy moves. Could they pounce on any disgruntled Laker veteran or young piece who feels adrift in this sudden shakeup? What about rookies like Max Christie? Will they get lost in the shuffle? Could the Lakers' depth evaporate as role players question their own futures? In an organization that just traded away a budding superstar. And with the 2031 pick gone, the franchise forfeits its only unprotected first-rounder for 4 years. A glaring sign that Pelinka is all in on this defensive jolt narrative. But what if it backfires? So here we stand, at the precipice of December 2025. Lakers News Fan Report fans, what do you think about all of this? Personally, as a Lakers supporter, I believe trading Luka Doncic for Daniel Gafford is a seismic risk. Sure, Gafford can protect the rim, and his finishing could ignite fast breaks, but losing Luka's generational playmaking power might leave us stranded without that go-to dunk or clutch step-back in the fourth quarter. I'm skeptical that a one-year rental center is worth mortgaging our future, especially when you consider the alternative avenues, like exploring a trade for Nick Claxton or targeting a multi-year asset. Yet I understand the counter-argument. Perhaps LA needs a defensive anchor to unlock this roster's latent potential. It's a high-stakes gamble either way. Assuming the trade is now a done deal, the Lakers are staring at a drastically altered roster. Luka Doncic shipped out, and Daniel Gafford, a towering presence who once patrolled the paint alongside Bradley Beal in Washington, is stepping into the purple and gold. On paper, this seismic swap orchestrated by Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison marks one of the most headline-grabbing deals of the season. But what does it truly mean for Los Angeles? How will Gafford's arrival reshape the Lakers' identity, and can this move really compensate for losing a superstar like Doncic? First, let's acknowledge the emotional punch fans experienced when they saw Luka's name on the trade report. Just months ago, he was the centerpiece of a blockbuster acquisition, the man tasked with reinvigorating LA's offense alongside LeBron. His uncanny ability to generate shots, his court vision that renders defenses helpless, and his late-game heroics propelled the Lakers to unexpected heights. When Nuggets defenders hesitated, it was often because they knew Luka was one dribble away from a step-back three that could seal a game. But now, those highlights belong to history. Luka is gone. Could this mean the Lakers are banking on Gafford and a revamped supporting cast to forge a new, more balanced identity? Or is this simply evidence of a front office that prefers size and rim protection over perimeter wizardry? Daniel Gafford is no slouch. Standing 7 foot and stretching to 265 pounds, his length and athleticism make him one of the premier lob threats in the league. In the 2023-24 season, he averaged 9.2 points, 7.6 rebounds, and 1.4 blocks per night, while shooting an impressive 67% from the floor. His ability to rim run in pick-and-roll actions forces defenders to stay home, which theoretically should open driving lanes for LeBron and create more space for shooters like Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell. Some insiders believe that Gafford's verticality and finishing prowess around the rim could transform the Lakers from an isolation-heavy team to one that thrives on movement and interior dominance. A well-timed feed from the high post or a lob thrown toward Gafford's crooked fingers can spark a 50-point swing in momentum, turning tight games into blowouts in an instant. But there are caveats to consider. Gafford's defensive limitations, namely his occasional lapses on pick-and-pop threes and his struggles defending quicker wings, cannot be ignored. The modern NBA often punishes big men who lack consistent lateral mobility. When Jalen Brunson or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander burrowed into the paint, Gafford sometimes found himself flat-footed, forced into fouling or hustling rather than contesting a clean block. Is it possible that the Lakers' coaches will need to shelter Gafford in certain defensive sets, swapping him out for a smaller lineup when versatile wing defenders are needed? Fans are wondering if Frank Vogel's defensive schemes will pivot to a drop coverage more often, allowing Gafford to anchor while guards navigate beyond the arc. If that adjustment takes time, if it disrupts the fluid collaboration between perimeter defenders and rim protectors, the Lakers' early season rotations might look disjointed, at least until chemistry gels. Meanwhile, the ripple effects of losing Luka will be felt most acutely on offense. No player in the NBA generates as many assists per 36 minutes as Doncic, who dished out 8.4 dimes on average last season. He was the engine that powered pick-and-roll actions, the facilitator, who coaxed open looks from teammates simply by drawing double teams. Without his gravity, will teammates like Reeves and Russell see fewer clean looks? Could this lead to stagnation, forcing the Lakers back into iso ball scenarios that stifle rhythm and raise turnover risks? Some insiders believe that the Lakers see Gafford's pick-and-roll finish as a new engine, whispers one anonymous source close to the organization. They want to run more handoffs, more rubber band plays, and rely on LeBron as the on-ball playmaker who creates for Gafford instead of having Luka as the primary architect. Let's not forget the fans. Purple and gold faithful have grown, accustomed to blockbuster moves, but this one might sting. Lakers season ticket holders who once dreamed of Luka's electrifying plays are now left with the reality that Gafford's energy dunks, while thrilling, don't fill arenas the same way as highlight reel stepbacks. The emotional high of that franchise-altering trade has given way to cautious optimism. Could this be the reset that LA needs? Cheerleaders ask among themselves in social media comment sections. Or is it a sign that the Lakers' front office has lost its long-term vision? As the countdown to opening night ticks down, fan forums are divided between "all aboard the Gafford train" and "Luka was the future, and now we're back to square one." The undercurrent of frustration suggests that if early season results don't match hype, the backlash could be swift and unforgiving. Yet, in the swirling chaos, one factor remains, crystal clear: LeBron James. As he prepares to embark on year 22, he must decide whether to embrace this new front court partner wholeheartedly or quietly question if the gamble of trading away Luka was worth it. There's a sense among Lakers watchers that if Gafford and LeBron can forge a genuine rapport, one built on mutual respect and complementary skill sets, this team could defy doubters and morph into a finals contender. Could the Kings' mentorship accelerate Gafford's growth into a defensive anchor and credible scorer? Is it possible that witnessing LeBron's work ethic will elevate Gafford's conditioning and lock in on the defensive end? When LeBron speaks, whether in the locker room or on social media, his endorsement of Gafford could sway public perception overnight. Fans are already hanging on every cryptic tweet asking, is LeBron hinting that Gafford is the missing piece? In the end, the Lakers have crossed a Rubicon. They've sacrificed a young superstar for a palette of skills that offers immediate front court stability, but sacrifices long-term upside. The next few months will be a pressure cooker. Every win will be lauded as justification, every loss magnified as evidence of a colossal miscalculation. And when playoff time rolls around, it will become abundantly clear whether Lakers News Fan Report's bold declaration, "Trade confirmed, Doncic out, Gafford in," marks the dawn of a new contender or the beginning of a painful rebuild. But what do you think about all of this? Personally, as a Lakers supporter, I believe that while losing Luka stings deeply, Gafford's arrival gives us something we've desperately needed: elite rim protection and a true lob threat. If LeBron can still orchestrate this offense and AD thrives as a roll man, the Lakers could be a defensive juggernaut that nobody expects. Yet, I also worry that if the new chemistry fails to coalesce quickly, this team might crash out early, leaving us lamenting the loss of the future we once had with Luka. I can't wait to read your thoughts in the comments below.